Alrighty guys, let's go get an 85,000 mile service on my 2009 Honda Civic. Now it's been 5,000 miles since my previous oil change and update video, and not much has changed. I've honestly just lived on the road the past couple months since I guess my last video was. Right now I'm on campus trying to get to the Honda dealer. My service appointment is at 2 o'clock, and it's 1:58 right now. It's about a 10-minute drive, but it's only like a mile away. So, I mean, it's not a big deal, and I don't have to be there right at 2. But, I want to apologize for the audio quality. I actually bought a dedicated, like, GoPro microphone and all that kind of stuff, and it doesn't work. Like, I ordered it directly from GoPro. Everything is authentic, and it doesn't even work with my Hero 5. So, I don't know what I'm going to do about that. I'm just going to email GoPro and say, make this right. Because that little adapter itself is like 50 bucks. And then I already have a couple different microphones that I've tried plugging into it, and it doesn't work, but it works with my phone. And so I know it's not an issue with the microphone. But anyways, 85,000 mile service. I've got the coordinates plugged into or the address, I guess you could say, plugged into my iPhone 7. I've got a 5S recording the road right now just because I don't have 2 GoPros. And so this is just in case anything happens to show you guys, to kind of describe to you. But yeah, that's about it. Speaking of iPhones, I feel like I wear this shirt all the time in my videos. Trust me, I do have other clothes. It just always ends up being that I wear this polo in a bunch of videos. I wore this in the iPhone 7 video that I did about a year ago, actually. And speaking of iPhones, how about the iPhone 10? Who's getting it? Who's not getting it? Thoughts on the iPhone 8? Today is the first day of fall, and it's actually the release day for the iPhone 8. But I'm holding out for a 10. I'm looking at a silver 256 10. And it'll probably be about February before I see one, but I'm going to stay up till 3 a.m. and order it. Just because that's what I want, and I need to upgrade for my 7. I just need a bigger screen. And I don't want a Plus just because the Plus is huge, but the 10, it's got a bigger screen than the Plus, but it's a smaller phone, which is nice because it doesn't have those huge bezels. But anyways, less about technology, more about the car. This is actually the first time I'm not having it done at my Honda dealer. I'm actually going to the Stevenson Honda dealer that's in here in Wilmington, because I do go to the University of North Carolina in Wilmington. And so, oh my God, that STI legit just ran a solid red light. So yeah, right now we're exiting campus. This is one of the main intersections, and so far I'm loving Wilmington. The other day I drove up about 2 hours to Raleigh, visited some friends there that go to State in Chapel Hill, and I've just been living on the road, really. Now during the week, it's crazy because I'll go 5 days without driving my car, but then on the weekends I'll be on I-40 for 2 hours, putting 150 miles on my car. So it's definitely, I miss driving during the week, and sometimes I'll just get in my car and drive half a mile across campus just to drive, really. But it'll take me 2 weeks to go through a tank of gas here, when at home I'd be going through a tank in a little under a week, probably 5 days. So that just shows like how I'm not really driving that much. And I figured I would film like this kind of comprehensive video because not much has changed on the car. There's not much to update on. And so that's why I figured I'd film kind of like this service type video. But yeah, that's really it. I guess I'll get you, or I'll check in back with you when we get to the dealer and we're pulling in. This is actually a Honda and an Acura dealer. They're separate buildings, but they are on the same kind of lot. And you'll see that when I pull in. I've got to make a U-turn right here. But I actually considered just servicing at Acura since it's the same price, but I thought that'd be a little extra. But anyways, I do have a 15% off fall into service coupon. So hopefully that'll make the service probably about 30 bucks, because I'm just getting an oil change and it's not synthetic or anything like that. So we are pulling in, and the Acura dealer's over there, and then of course we've got Honda right here. Okay, so I'll probably have to get out. I'll see you guys in a second. Alrighty, guys. So we are pulling out right over here. I do want to try and grab a quick picture. Okay, so we are pulling out right now. Got some news, not necessarily good news. I'll go over it in more detail when I get to a filming location. Hopefully I can find one. But the car needs about $1,000 worth of work. So I hope this isn't vibrating. So we'll see. It wasn't done. All I did was an oil change. And so we'll see what Dad has to say. I need to call him and talk about it. But basically, all the fluids need to be done. And then some other service stuff. But I'll go in more detail with the paperwork in the other part of the video. But it's never good news to hear that you have to dump about $1,000 on a car. But I have to. It's got 85,000 miles on it. I mean, what is there else to expect? I mean, you have to service a vehicle. You can't just. My dad can't expect me to get 100,000 miles without putting a penny in it. So hopefully he understands that. But yeah, that's where it stands right now. Hopefully I will catch you guys when I find somewhere to film. Alrighty, hey guys, it's time to continue the video on that 85,000 mile service. So here we are about 2 hours later. It's about 4:30. And post-service, we've got some fresh oil, new filter of course, and we've got a list of things that need to be done to the car pretty soon. Now, I did service it over there at Stevenson Honda in Wilmington, and I did service at Stevenson Honda previously in Goldsboro, but they weren't able to pull up any information. It wasn't like they have a company-wide database or anything like that. But as far as the car goes, nothing's changed. Honestly, I think it hasn't been hand washed, like vacuumed, all that kind of stuff since the last time you saw it, which is kind of sad. We'll take a quick look at it inside. As you can see, we've just got a ton of sand in it, fixing those mats right there. Of course, you know Wilmington is on the coast, and so we have been making a couple beach trips after school and stuff like that. So this car is really just doing what a regular Civic does, which is take a student point A to point B after sitting in a parking lot for about 5 days. So don't think that this car is getting any special treatment over here. At the end of the day, it's still a 2009 Honda Civic, so I'm not going to baby this thing and get it hand washed at the detail spot once a week or anything like that. It's still just a Honda Civic, and so that's I mean, I'm maintaining it properly, but other than that, when you're in college, there's not much you can do. You're concentrated on school. And so taking a look at our wheels, of course we are riding on those Pirelli P4 All Season Pluses, and these are 16-inch alloys, of course, with the wheel locks, front and rear disc brakes. I had the brakes done a couple 20,000 miles ago. I forgot. I really honestly don't know. Go back and look at update videos. We've got the mud flaps, the pinstripe, all that kind of stuff. And as you can see, it's getting worse. I still don't know what I'm going to do. It's not my main priority right now. Sunroof still works. There's really nothing to report. Everything is in working order. The only thing that I do have something to report on that's kind of starting to mess up is my door lock actuator on the driver's side. Now, if you do remember, it was the rear passenger door previously that I had an issue with. We had to replace the actuator in that, and the driver door actually went out, and I went over that in the 80,000 mile video as well. But it's sporadic. Like, it'll work for 2 months, and then on the 3rd month it'll just not work one time. So just whenever it does that, I can just stick the key in. It's just so sporadic. I haven't really justified getting it fixed quite yet. But coming in, as you can see how filthy the car is inside and out. Just daily driver format, really. College daily driver format. The seats, they're holding up well. I don't know what that is, just a little, there we go. Plenty of wear on them, of course. 85,000 miles, they're not going to look brand new. Got a little Starbucks gift card buried down in there. And then I ordered these things off of Wish of all places. I can't remember if they were in the last video, but they're just to prevent, I was tired of my phone falling in between the cracks of the seats. And so these were like honestly $1 each, and they kind of match pretty well to the seats and the interior color. And so they're doing their job preventing my phone from sliding down in there every time I take a corner. But hopping in, we'll go ahead and start it up. As you can see, I had my GoPro mounted up there for the other clips. So we will take our keys. Hold on, let me switch hands. As you can see, we're looking at 85,024 miles. Starts right up, as it should. Now, I did have to get the tire pressure checked, and of course, washer fluid and all that kind of stuff was out, being I didn't have time to do any of that kind of stuff. But taking a look at our recommended service, as you can see right here, postponed maintenance, we do have the power steering flush, brake flush, transmission flush, as well as compliance bushings and an alignment. Now, I do know the transmission fluid does need to be changed. That's something I did know. It's supposed to be done every 30,000, and it hasn't been done since 40,000. But it's one of those things that it doesn't, you know when it needs to be done. And I can tell at low speeds it's been kind of catching itself between second and first on the transmission. So I can tell when it needs to be changed, and I knew it needed to be changed. And so that'll be definitely done pretty soon here. They're recommending a flush, and I've actually heard that a flush can damage the transmission, that you're only supposed to do a fluid change, which only changes about 1/3 of the transmission fluid in the vehicle, because getting rid of all the fluid damages the vehicle. You can look up more on it, but it just damages the transmission, I guess. But underneath the hood, of course, dirty, but it's your typical R18 1.8 liter inline 4, 5-speed automatic, all connected to the front wheels. There's the battery over there, just the typical AutoZone deal. Dad would rather spend $100 every 2 years than actually invest money into a decent battery, but that's on him. Coming back here to the rear seat, came back here previously, but as you can see, I thought about putting this on the front. Wrightsville Beach is a very bougie beach over here near Wilmington, but it contrasted too much. The white against the black front end was too much, and I do plan on putting my roof racks back on when I do go home, because they will look much better. But I've been on I-40 so much, I've kind of appreciated not having all that wind noise. But yeah, rear seat's doing fine. Just getting a workout. I've actually crammed 6 people in this vehicle before, and I can insert that Snapchat right here of all the people trying to get in my car. It wasn't for a long distance, but I definitely have probably one of the more reliable vehicles out of our friend group, and so I do take my car a couple places every now and then, and if it's a short distance, we'll just cram everybody in there. But yeah, that's about it for the update portion. Don't really know what else to say. Other than I just wanted to get something out for you guys. I haven't been able to film much, and so I figured an update video about nothing's better than no video at all. So I guess that'll be it. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video.
One last thing I thought I'd mention is I actually did film a lot of content on the last day I was actually at Massey. I made a whole video about my day, and the audio sucked. I had the GoPro on the wrong mode. It was for like the wind mode, and it was basically to prevent like buffeting, but the audio really isn't that good. I haven't played around much with it in iMovie or Final Cut, but I haven't considered uploading it until now. If that's something you guys would be interested in, it's kind of irrelevant now because it's kind of like I'm like a month away from like my last day at Massey. But if that's something you guys would kind of like to see the behind the scenes aspect of, even though the audio quality isn't probably the best, for those subscribers that have nothing else to do and would like to watch the video, I can definitely piece it together and upload it for you guys. But it's just not my best work, and so it's definitely not something that I wanted to put up right now. But I have all the files still, but if that's something you guys would be interested in, just comment down below. Just figured I'd ask that and let you guys vote or tell me about that, because if you guys probably wouldn't be interested, it would probably be a long video too. But yeah, if you guys would be interested in that, just let me know down below. Again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.